والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Ikhwan, we'll continue tonight, inshallah, to talk about the same program, the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And last time we talked about the Ism Al-Khaaliq, the Creator. And there are two other names that are connected to this name in Surah Al-Hashr. وَاللَّهُ الْخَالِقُ الْبَارِئُ الْمُصَوِّرُ لَهُ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the end of Surah Al-Hashr, as I said, as it is known, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned a couple of names. And one of them is these three names that are connected to each other, very connected to each other. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Al-Khaaliq, and He is Al-Baari, and He is Al-Musawwir. And they are Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put them together in this ayah. Wallahu Al-Khaaliq, He is Allah the Creator, Al-Baari the Maker, Al-Musawwir the Shaper. Lahu al-Asma'u al-Husna, to whom belongs all the most beautiful names. So we talked about the name Al-Khaaliq last time, and here, because it is mentioned with the other two names, it has a specific name which is Al-Taqdir. Al-Khalq huna bima'na Al-Taqdir. Al-Khaaliq, when it is mentioned by itself, it means a taswir, giving images and shapes and forms to His creation and making them out of nothing. The creation, the concept of creation, when it is mentioned by itself. When the name Al-Khaaliq is mentioned with Al-Baari and Al-Musawwir, then Al-Khaaliq means At-Taqdir here, the one who decreed the creation of this human being, or of this creation of this animal, of this planet. So here there is one step, we are talking about one step. And the second step is called in Arabic Al-Bar, or Al-Bari, or وَمِنْهَا Al-Baari, which means the maker, the one who makes them out of nothing, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there is an evolving process here. And Al-Musawwir, the one who gives them images, gives them forms, gives them shapes. That's why we said Al-Musawwir, the meaning of Al-Musawwir is the shaper. So هذه هي العلاقة الموجودة. This is the connection or the relationship that is found with this, like مثلا Islam and Iman. When the word Islam is mentioned by itself, it means the whole thing. The 5 pillars of Islam are included in the name, and also the 6 pillars of faith, Al-Iman, are included. And the whole religion is included in the word Islam. But when Islam is mentioned with Iman, then they are separate. Islam has a specific name which includes the 5 pillars of Islam, and Iman includes the 6 pillars of faith. And that's why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentioned them separately in the famous hadith Jibreel. Jibreel sa'alahu alayhi salam an al-Islam, فأخبره النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم. He told him about the 5 pillars of Islam. Then he asked him about Iman. Then he told him the 6 pillars of faith, of Iman. الإيمان بالله والملائكة والرسل واليوم الآخر والقدر خيره وشره إلى غير ذلك والكتب. ف6 أركان. لكن هنا الخالق إذا ذكر لوحده, when mentioned the word الخالق, so we mean everything, making and giving shape and everything. But here when they are mentioned together, then there is an evolving process, and we are going through stages. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يقول مثلا في سورة السجدة الذي أحسن كل شيء خلقه وخلق الإنسان وبدأ خلق الإنسان من طين. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who perfected the creation of everything. And He originated the creation of man out of clay. ثم سواه ونفخ ثم جعل نسله من سلالة من ماء مهين. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made His progeny from a drop of a humble fluid. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. He's reminding us of our origin. So as I said, this reminder is very useful for those who might forget about their origin or their creation, or how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created them and they become arrogant on this land. So this is a good reminder from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ثم جعل نسله من سلالة من ماء مهين ثم سواه ونفخ فيه من روحه وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة قليلا ما تشكرون. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then He made him, He gave him his shape, his form. وَنَفَخَ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِهِ, and he breathed into him, His spirit into him. subhanahu wa ta'ala. وإحنا spirit, we don't know the reality of the spirit. يسألونك عن الروح قل الروح من أمر ربي. They ask you about the ruh, tell them the knowledge of the ruh belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So الروح مخلوقة. بعض الناس يعني عنده فهم خاطئ لكلمة الروح. الروح ليست جزء من الله عز وجل. الروح مخلوقة, is one of the creation of Allah. ولكنها نسبت إلى الله عز وجل تشريفا. نقول كعبة, نقول بيت الله. لماذا نقول بيت الله؟ يعني kids, when you tell them the house of Allah, they think that He lives there. They tell you He lives there. This is their understanding, but now we know that it is a tashrif. This house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was attributed to Him as what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to honor this house. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to honor His house, so it was attributed to Him. So ar-ruh here, وَنَفَخَ فِيهِ مِن رُوحِهِ, it means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this ruh, and we don't know the reality of this ruh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not give us access to this knowledge. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam himself didn't have this knowledge. قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wished to give him some knowledge about the reality of this, the essence of this ruh, He would have told him, right? So this is a proof that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam does not know ilm al-ghayb. Because there are some people who believe that prophets and messengers and some other people who know the knowledge of the unseen, the absolute knowledge of unseen. And this is wrong. We have many proofs, many adillah from the Quran that even prophets and messengers, they don't know everything except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught them, except what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to them, then they will get it from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فنسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يوفقنا لكل خير. الله سبحانه وتعالى يتكلم عن تصوير أيضا as المرحلة الثالثة حتى نجمع بين هذه الأسماء الليل. يقول هو الذي يصوركم في أرحامكم، هو الذي يصوركم في الأرحام كيف يشاء في سورة آل عمران. هو الذي يصوركم في الأرحام كيف يشاء لا إله إلا هو العزيز الحكيم. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is inviting people to worship Him alone because He is the one who shaped them in the wombs of their mothers as He wishes. You don't have a choice when it comes to your shape, when it comes to the color of your skin, when it comes to the color of your eyes. You don't have a choice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't ask you about your form or your shape, what kind of form you want, what kind of color of skin you want. So we don't have actually power. We don't have power over many things. So we should humble ourselves in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. هو الذي يصوركم في الأرحام كيف يشاء لا إله إلا هو العزيز الحكيم. There is none worthy of worship except Him subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Almighty, the All-Wise. Since He is the one who gave us this shape and He's the one who created us in the wombs of our mothers, then He is the one who deserves our worship. He's the one who deserves our fear and our hope and our love and our commitment subhanahu wa ta'ala. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يوفقنا لكل خير. جزاكم الله خير.